Welcome back. It's hotter than a 300-pound blonde chick posing on a rusty Squarebody today. Uh, yeah, today I am 5-lug disc brake swapping the 67. So I'm going to get the camera turned around here. We're going to get started right on it. I'm going to do a little bit more tweaking on the frame. I got my torches out here. I hadn't had no oxygen in them for a while, so I went and got a tank filled and going to do a little heating on it. I know it's close enough. I mean, like I said before in the last video, nothing's bent from the crossmember back, but I would like to get the frame horns pushed over and get the right distance between them so the bumper will kind of halfway fit back on there. So I'm going to get the camera turned around here, get started getting the 73 to 87 crossmember up and under the 67 frame. So this is a swap I've never done. Never done the 5-lug disc brake out of a Squarebody into a 63 to 72. Watched a couple videos, people doing it, and from what I've gathered, I'm thinking, I don't know. We need a line. What lines this up gets the wheelbase correct. It's the 3 bottom holes on the frame through the 3 bottom holes on the crossmember. We're going to have to open these up a little bit. The Squarebody uses a 1/2-inch bolt, I think, and the 63 to 72, 70 uses 7/16. So hopefully using these 3 holes to center this crossmember, we won't look like a bucktooth Bobby with a grill hanging out over the front, you know, have the wheels way back here or something.
Call him later.
Huh?
Call it Mater.
You got a wiener?
Call it Mater.
Huh? Mater?
Call it Mater.
Oh, bucktooth Bobby would be like Mater. Yeah. Here's my plan. The frame, I got chunks of the frame with the front crossmember. These reinforcement plates were on it. What I'm going to do is line these up on top of the frame, get my 3 holes lined up on the 67 frame. That will locate my outer holes. So if you don't know, you'll end up having to drill. I think this hole lines up. This hole may line up, but the 2 front ones, I'm pretty sure they don't line up. So what I'm going to do is bolt this to the 67 frame, get my 2 lower holes located, make me a template off of this with a piece of cardboard. Once I get these holes located, I can lay my template up there and drill my 2 top holes if need be. Hopefully, that's what we're kind of going with. And don't pay no attention to this fancy paint. That's just some old rattle can, like Rattle Can Dan. That's what this truck's going to be. So we're going to get started. I'm going to get my holes figured out here. Like I said, the 63 to 70 model holes are different in a different location than what the 73 to 87 holes are. So going to get this on, get the lower holes located, make me a template off that to drill the other ones. I've watched other people, I've watched a couple videos. I don't want to roll this cross member up, pick it up, mark holes, put it down, drill, pick it up, mark hole, drill. I want to be able to, when I roll that under here, bolt it in. So hopefully this all works. Maybe. All right, like I said, I don't know if this will work, but I'm going to do this as to lifting that front end up there like multiple times. What I want to do is just get my first hole kind of poked in there somewhere. And this may not work. I don't know. I know one thing. It is hot out here. But it is hotter in the garage than it is out here. Like there's no air movement. Got a fan going. It ain't fanning much. Trim that up. And if you watch me cut the 87 down, you know, I just use a step bit, unibit, to drill out holes. All right, I hope this works. Kind of just made sure my cardboard was stretched out. Wish I had some thicker cardboard, but I don't. So got her laid up there, and all I'm gonna do on this side is try to find the hole. Try to find the hole. Oh yeah. Money. These holes up here are not threaded, so I don't mind to run the drill bit through it. I'm not cutting any of the metal out. I didn't want to take any of the threads out of the threaded holes in the bottom. That's why I punched a screwdriver through and kind of done did them that way, done them that way. So like I said, I don't know if it's gonna work or not. Never done it before, but there's my bolt pattern that I can put on the frame once I get my 2 lower holes welded up and re-drilled using the plate off the top of the 73 to 87 frame. So once I get those drilled, I should be able to line these up, just stick some bolts in there, tighten them up, and mark the back sides. Other people may do this. I've never seen nobody do it. I've only watched like 2 videos of people doing this, and they were picking the cross member up, marking holes, temporary putting bolts in. I want to get this section cleaned up, painted, and when I jack it up there, I want to bolt it in. I don't want to have to fool with taking it back down, re-drilling a hole. So to me, this is, if this works, it's going to be my best option. I went and bought some a new unibit, step bit, and I'll be honest with you, I've had pretty good luck out of these bar from Hobo Freight. These are 1/2 inch holes in the 67 frame. I'm gonna open them up one more size on the unibit to 9/16. And I'm probably gonna have to go get my cobalt drill. Yeah. Let me go get the cobalt. People can say what they want about the cobalt stuff, but 4 more volts makes a big difference. Hot. Ah, dang, it's hot. Shoot, far. Hot metal. Hot metal. All right. Got them drilled out. Got metal shavings all over me. All over me. I'm gonna find what I did with my plate. Get all that cleaned up. Put a little bit more paint over top of it. I'm gonna paint these brackets too. And I'm gonna run me some bolts in there. Just kind of snug them up. And I'll bring the camera around on this side. The 67 to 70, actually 63 to 70. This hole, this hole, this hole, and this hole. If you'll notice, that hole is off whack. I could probably weld it up or wallow it out, waller that hole out and make it work, but I don't want to take a chance on having any slack on any of them. And if you look at my template, the back hole lines up with the bracket from the frame, and it looks like the top hole will line up also. So this hole will have to be completely re-drilled. Looks like the 2 back holes both are going to line up from what I had with the template. This one, like I said, could be walled out, but I think you'd be better off if you've got the means to weld it up and re-drill it. That's what I plan on doing. I also am going to, see if I can get it lined up and hold the camera, re-drill the top front hole completely and probably weld up the original hole. Too much. Just want to get some metal in there. Burning too deep. Much better. Alrighty, there's one of them. Gotta build up too much about it on that one. I'm probably right in your way too. I got that one. I'm gonna get this one welded up here too. The hole ain't even close on it. I could probably leave that hole, but I just soon go ahead and weld it up. The new hole be drilled center to center, 1/2 inch, 3/4, 5/8, something like that, forward of that one. But while I've got it out, we're going to go ahead and weld it up. On the other side. Easy, easy, calm down. What in the devil? I think the lead on my $400 welder's about had it. All right, I got both holes welded up that needed to weld up. It's the two front ones, from what I can tell, between the inside plate and my little template I come up with. So letting it cool for a little bit. Going to go find me a flat wheel, get these smoothed down inside and out, and get us some new holes drilled. Holes welded up, ground down, smoothed off, looking nice and pretty. I opened this one up just a little bit. I may have opened that one a little too, but I didn't go far with it. I'm going to get the plate laid in here on the bottom. I'll show you. Get this hole marked, get it drilled. Then we'll put the template up here and decide where that one needs to go. All right, I've got my bracket here that was on the Squarebody frame. Like I said, I'm going to use this. It's like a reinforcement bracket, I guess. I've got to get in here and clean this frame back up before I get done. Shoot some paint on it. Go full on with it. And I don't understand. These bolts don't drop in, or they didn't on the factory. They come from the bottom up for some reason. To me, this would be easier, but probably had some engineer involved. So I've got that bracket bolted in with two of the bolts. The third one is lining up. I'm going to take just a little bit of gray spray paint, some etching primer, and as you notice, the back one lined up. So I'm going to hit that lick with some etching primer. Take that off. I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead and try to center punch it too, but yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have my head in the way for a minute. I'm going to get down here and eyeball it real good. So, I'm going to drill this hole. Once I get this hole drilled, we'll take the little template, I made, put it on the outside and drill the other ones from the outside in. So hang around just a second. All right, so the way it is right now, both these bottom holes and that hole should work. So what I'm gonna do is lay my bracket back in here, kind of get it lined up, snug down just a little bit. Just a little bit. Actually, we're just gonna kind of set it right there. Just kind of make sure everything out here looks good. Both bottom ones are lining up with the support brace that was on the Squarebody on the inside of the frame. And like I said, I'm going to use it. I've not watched many videos. I've watched a couple. I've never seen nobody use those, so I don't know. It won't hurt. Have a little extra support on the inside of the frame. So what I'm going to do, hopefully this works out good. Got the old Rice Krispie treat box. We're going to line all the holes up. My head's probably going to be in the way here for a minute. I'm going to line them two bottom ones up. That top one should line up, and it does. So I'm going to just spray paint a little dot right here. Punch it. There's where my hole needs to be, I think. I hope, maybe. I hope this works. Never seen nobody do it this way. I seen the videos I watched, they didn't show it. They jacked the front end up there, marked the holes. Just looked like a big pain in the patootie to me. So That's one reason when I found these braces, I thought, you know, if I can get these bottom holes, get me a template lined up off that, it should be close. Hopefully I don't have to waller any of them out, but we'll see. I'm going to get this one drilled, and then I'm not going to film doing the other side. I'm going to just turn in, get it done. I'm going to do it exactly like I did this side. I'm going to get this one drilled out. We'll come back. I'll lay the template up over it, and we'll look at it. I'm going to tell you, these little step bits are pretty impressive from Harbor Freight. These little uni bits. Uni bit. I'm gonna move my foot now that I'm through. I don't want no hot metal down in my shoe. Probably ought to put my safety glasses on. There is one thing I like to do with these. I like to go in from the back side when you can get to it. Just hit it a lick, and it will deburr the hole for you. So I am hoping. I may have drilled that in too big. I forgot. These bottom bolts are a bit bigger than the top. I don't know. It's going to work, I think. I hope. Maybe it'll work. So I've kind of got my template up here. All my holes are pretty well lining up with what I had punched through on the front end. So hopefully that should work. Should. I'm going to turn in, get the other side done, get some cleanup done, get the top of the cross member painted. I was going to go ahead and do the bottom too, but like I said, we're rebuilding all that. I'll paint the bottom when I'm rebuilding the control arms and painting them. Got to thinking, I'm going to have the jack under there sliding around. I'll just end up scratching most of it off. Not that it really matters, but, you know, if we're going to paint it, might as well. Right, I got the driver's side done. The factory, 2 front factory holes welded up. And like I said, the only thing I've done is step these out to 9/16, which is the size on the 1/2 inch bolt. 9/16 hole is what is on the Squarebody. Welded the 2 front holes up, ground them back smooth, used my little template that I used off of the Squarebody front end I made, and got them all drilled out. So I'm going to get this cleaned up, get all my junk picked up, get this cleaned up, get it painted, let it set overnight, get this area, at least this area of the cross member painted, you know, where the mounting surface. Like I said, I'll get the rest of it painted when the control arms is going to come off. We're going to rebuild the upper and lower control arms, put new ball joints in it, and probably repack the bearings or replace them if needed. And hopefully tomorrow evening I'll get it jacked up in there, and I'm hoping my little template idea works out and it all bolts in. Get the old front end jacked up in here, get her set back down on some wheels. Now balancing this thing is going to be a little bit of a teetering act. Yeah. Yep. I thought somebody had stole my jack. Then I remembered I had it in the back of my truck. My daughter had run over something, and I went up the road. Thought I might need to jack it up to get underneath the car, and I ended up just zip tying it up. There's dead animal guts and stuff up in under it. It wasn't pleasant. Wasn't pleasant. I don't know what she hit, but it was nasty. Nasty. Let's try it. Right there. Let's scoot this on back. All right. All right. All right. I about got a bolt lined up back here. I'm going to go ahead and get it about got a bolt lined up back here. I'm gonna go ahead and get this side scooted back. May just stick me a screwdriver. Or no, we'll put a bolt in it. Top, corner, and then get this side scooted back, jacked up, get a bolt in the corner of it. Well, I went to get some bolts. I come back and I was just, jabbering away like I don't know what. And I got the front end jacked up. Sitting here, I've got 2 bolts going through on that side. I didn't bring none for this side. I have all my 1/2 inch by I think they're 1.5 inch bolts I got to go down through the bottom. I'll turn the camera around here in a minute. I'm gonna get these lined up and get me 2 started right there to kind of hold the front end up there. So I've got 2 on each side. That'll hold it up, keep it from falling on me. Maybe. Hopefully. Hopefully. Alright. That went. That went. That went. Hmm. Hmm. And before I tighten any of this up, we're going to do a little cross measuring just to make sure the cross member is pretty well square. We'll pick some holes here in the cross member back to some holes there and make sure we got it pretty well square. So I need the cross member to come that way a little. So I'm going to run a bolt in there and pull it over just a hair. Easy, as loud, too loud, too loud. That way I can drop these 3 in. So I'm going to, I don't know right now. This hole is not acting like it wants to line up. Oh, I don't want to have to drill that out. Easy, easy. Dropping my nuts everywhere. And it can't be that far off. Can it? So the next thing I'm going to do, right or wrong, I don't know. I should have watched a few more videos on this. I'm going to measure, find me some points of measurement here. Kind of get an idea. And to the center of that hole on this side is 21 7/8. 21 7/8. So right where it's setting should, mind you, be square. We'll go from that rivet to the front of that hole. The longest point, 34 and a short 8. Same rivet to the front of the same hole on the cross member as, what you got? 34 and a short 8. So right there, our cross member is perfectly centered, square. Hopefully it is. So before I drop this whole cross member back down, we're going to take a regular drill bit without going all the way into the threads and just try to, yeah, just stick the tip in there, you know. Because it does not need much. And I honestly think that probably got it. I'm guessing. Just guessing. Wild guess. Oh yeah. I could have probably run it in before. Like it didn't like much, but I didn't want to take a chance on boogering the thread and then messing the nut up in the thing. So that has them all. Let's see. Does that have them all? Yeah. They're all like started through their holes. All but one. All of them. Nearly all of them. Most of them. I won't say most of them. So I am ready to crank it down. I'm gonna get some more washers and stuff in here, get all these tightened up, get the whole front end tightened back up on it, but all the bolts lined up. I did have to kind of cut that one out a little bit, and like I said before, you can keep your stock cross member. I just changed this one due to the caster angle, and I thought, you know what, if I'm gonna pull all that crap off anyway, actually I'm gonna rebuild everything from here out. I could have just left my stock cross member up there and run it, but uh, I figure, what the heck, something to do, right? Something to do. But I am going to turn in, get these tightened up. I'm gonna put my other plate on this side, and then probably hit all this with a little bit of paint again. Like I said, good thing with painting with rattle can Dan, I can touch it up when I want to. So let me get all these tightened up. I'm gonna put my other wheels and tires on there, my rollers. I had a buddy of mine let me borrow. He had some rallies. They all hold air, and I've got just a mismatch of stuff that don't hold air. And there it is, 5 lug disc brake swap done. Like I said, these 2 front holes, you could wallow those out. Actually, you'd completely re-drill the top one, wallow the bottom one out, and make it work without having a welder. Any benefit to putting a cross member in there? I mean, other than having the little bit more negative caster? No, not really. You could change the control arms. You could change from the ball joints out, put the Squarebody ball joints in the 67 to 70, 63 to 70 stuff, and change the spindle. Of course, then you run into tie rod ends issues. I'm gonna get this frame heated up and bend over just a little bit more. I don't have my top bolts tight. Run out of washers, so I'm gonna have to make a trip back to Royal King and pick up some more hardware. But all in all, it's not been that bad of a swap. If I had it to do over, I'd have pulled it in the garage. But you can do it in the driveway. And like I said, control arms, everything will get all cleaned up when we put control arm bushings, ball joints, tie rod ends. Everything's gonna be new. Probably a wait on that till we get a motor set down in there. Need a little bit of weight to unload those springs. Don't want them popping out on me. So hopefully this will help somebody, give somebody a little determination. I'm gonna hit a little bit of paint on the top sides of those reinforcement plates. It was on the Squarebody and the bolts, and yeah, I'll be done. So around next video, I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do with my power steering. My idler arm on the other side, I want to get the steering box mounted first, get it hooked up, the drag link hooked up. That way I know about where to get this side. Hopefully the factory idler arm bracket will work, and we'll just slap an idler arm on there. Hopefully it'll bolt right up in the factory. So I'm gonna give you a little rundown on how I done this for free. As you know, I've told you I'd get $520 for the truck. I bought the 73 to 87. It's actually out of an 85, 86 Suburban. Cross member and rear end for $300. When I was loading it up, a friend of mine had it. He had a set of fenders for 81 to 87, a hood for 81 to 87, bumper for 81 to 87, and he was going to haul them to the scrap. And to me, they were in pretty good shape. And he said, take them because they're going to the scrap yard. So I loaded those up with it. I ended up selling the bumper, hood, and the 2 front fenders for the $300 back that I gave him for the front end and rear end. So I have absolutely nothing in this 5 lug disc brake swap. Is changing the cross member that big of a benefit to me on a 63 to 70? Yes. And I'll tell you why I'm doing the truck the way I'm doing it. I've been looking at new trucks. I've been for a few years. The prices have gotten ungodly, and I'm not going to pay more than what I got in my house for a truck. So I'm going to build me one. And that's my goal with this one. Going to completely rebuild the front end. I just wanted to get this cross member under here, get it rolling, moving around. Next plans is to shorten the truck. It is going to get cut down to a short bed, like I mentioned earlier. Hang around a couple videos. We'll be cutting the bed sides and the bed floor down. I like to do the bed sides and the floor first before I cut the frame. Main reason I don't have anywhere big enough to put the bed floor, so I can cut the long bed floor on the truck, use it as a jig, slide it all up to where I need it, and work out. But we'll get into that when we start cutting it here in a couple videos. But to me, it's going to be a huge benefit doing this swap, having the 5-on-5 bolt pattern and the disc brakes. I've got a set of steel wheels, 15x8 factory for the front, and some 15x9s that's been banded for the rear. I've had those wheels for 20 something years sitting around just waiting on a project, and this is going to be the project they're going on. Next video, we're going to start on the power steering. I don't want to shim the steering box out. The frame's not dimpled deep enough for it to fit. So we are going to probably do a little slicing and dicing on it. You know, I kind of hate to with the frame where it's bent before. And we've tweaked it back, but I think we can get just enough out of it in that area that it's not going to hurt a whole lot. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hang around for the rest of this build. It's going to be pretty cool, I think, hopefully, maybe, hopefully.